Like those Sausons or wherever the fuck, like I lived there.
Sausons has not been relevant since Genghis Khan was in office, bro. That's not real. That's not as, this is literally just, as he said, turn-based combat. It's not in the same genre of comparison. We're just throwing fireballs. This is the equivalent of playing Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, where you just freeze a death ball a person over and over and over again until it dies.
You can't move diagonally as fast as you can move in forward.
What are you talking about? You play this class, Asmon. You played this. That is the no. I can go this way fast. I can go this way fast. I can literally run donuts around people.
I mean, I'll tell you this. I think Classic WoW's combat is better than Final Fantasy 14 or B.
Oh God. Hello. Today, we're going to be sanity checking and educating Asmongold on BDOs combat system. Now, I originally saw this on Blue's channel and I was checking it out and I was like, this is an interesting thing, all right? And mind you, I'm super possessive about my MMOs, okay? I love my games, first of all, and nobody shits on BDO harder than me. I am King Doomer. I am Lord Doomius, all right? I am Doom Lord. I am Doom Kings, all right? I have been shitting on BDO since the Roman Empire, and I'm allowed to because I've played this game forever. I've been on this game for years. Literally years, since day one on PC, and then carried it on to console. You could take it as an opinion as like, yeah, that's probably not a great idea. You should have said it on PC. Sure, that's a whole different conversation though. My point is, I'm allowed to shit on BDO because I gave this game years of my life as if it was a fucking ex-wife. She took the kids and has fucking cheated on me with 17 different dudes. Yeah, I'm allowed to be bitter and mean, okay? Asmon, however, couldn't even unlock Awakening, didn't really explore the game enough to where I would argue his opinion is valid. And we've seen this with a lot of reviewers that play BDO, that, you know, they play the game for 10 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours, whatever the amount is. Unless you have played this game for over 6 months, I gotta be honest, your opinion probably is just super rough. And that itself is a problem, right? You should not have to play a game for 6 months to say you have an understanding of the game, or to say that you have, you know, that you can have an opinion. It should not be the case. But BDO is a complex game that requires a complex amount of hours, and that's just unfortunate, which is why it drives new players away pretty easily, because people get scared and people get afraid of trying to, you know, they start to learn and understand the game more and more, and they realize, holy shit, there's so much to do here, I'm not going to play this. That happens all the fucking time. So that's a different conversation. But the point being, I don't think Asmon has enough experience in BDO to be able to say what he says. So we're gonna watch this, and then we're gonna go over everything and see what happens. All right, here we go.
You know, this isn't a game of the year contender, right? At least not based off of this combat. I've always thought, and this is, I think, maybe an unpopular opinion, but I think that 2015 was a really long time ago. And
this is true.
When people talk about how great it's not Dragon's Dogma, Black Desert Online combat is, I think that if you actually compare it to a lot of the modern, like, you know, combat games.
So we're gonna stop right there for a second. He says compare it to modern combat games, okay? I think that's a bit too broad. I think that you need to compare BDO's combat in its respective genre. So you should compare combat systems in the genre. So like comparing, let's say, BDO to World of Warcraft, BDO to Final Fantasy, BDO to anything else that's on the fucking market in the genre that it is built in. I don't think that you just get to start comparing like, oh, well, if you think of Minecraft's combat in comparison to Black Desert Online, you know, like that's not real. You know, and the same thing goes for, because I already know he's gonna compare this shit to Elden Ring or Dark Souls. That's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Yeah, I think he was a bit too broad with this statement. Had he compared it to other, you know, genres or other games within the MMO genre, I think that would have been a fair argument to a degree. And there's at least some points of contention there. I don't believe that comparing like another action game like that, let's say take Devil May Cry for example, that argument still fits, right? It's because it's combo oriented, but I wouldn't say that it's necessarily apples to oranges. I'd still say that's like comparing a tomato to a fucking pizza. it's not the ingredients are there, It's just not the whole thing though. All right, let's continue.
Some of the combat games are garbage, but some of them are absolutely not. And I don't think that Black Desert Online's combat has
Very
evolved
general
and is as nearly as good as people think that it is.
Why,
I think
though?
that it's very clunky. I think movement in this game feels kind of it looks like it's
So he says the movement's clunky. I don't know if he said in this game, but he also was talking about BDO. So I'm not exactly sure which he's referring to, but just out of curiosity, let's switch to BDO. All right, so we're in BDO just to cover the movement aspects. BDO's movement is not that clunky. It's just it's time to understand how it works. Okay. So I play the class that Asmon played. He played Warrior, and he never got to Awakening, I don't believe, to my knowledge. So he doesn't even know about like this shit. He doesn't know about this. He doesn't know about this. He doesn't know about this, mink, 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 boom, boom, boom. Yo, oh yeah, baby. 1, 2, double chopping kick. Yes, sir. Bam, bam, bam. Oh yeah, you already know what's happening. Okay. Yeah. I would say that he doesn't have enough knowledge to make that assumption, make that comparison. He doesn't have any idea what he's talking about. If you did not play the game to the extent of understanding the basics of movement when it comes to BDO, you shouldn't be comparing it at all, because you don't understand the game. That's not how it works. That's just not real. And for Asmon to say that, and he was playing one of the most versatile movement classes, Warrior. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if we have any Warrior copium guys in here that say Warrior's not mobile. Yes, we are. We are super mobile. We can do a lot of shit. I'm talking like we're doing all kinds of wild banana stuff. You know, we're doing crazy shit on a regular basis. Even if we're in succession, we can move like an insane amount. We can move like crazy. Okay. We have a lot of movement, and Asmongold would have a different opinion on the clunky movement if he understood that. If he understood, again, he played this class. He played this class right here, which has the most insane movement for the most part. It's not the most insane, but like Succession Zerker's way more insane. Moose is probably still more mobile than Warrior. You know, the thing about Warrior is we don't use a lot of stamina, which is what makes us really strong, is that we don't have to worry too much about stamina, but we're weak in the damage department now. So they took a lot of our damage and made us tankier, and we're still fast and mobile, but we don't do as much damage as we used to. However, we are still mobile as shit. Like I can get to that guy in like 2 seconds, you know, like so I'm saying, like I can just be right there in his grill, grip him up and put him down, you know? So to sit here and say that BDO's movement is clunky, no, I think what he should have said is that it can feel clunky as a new player or as a person that doesn't understand it. Because I remember when I started playing, I didn't have this movement. I didn't have any of this. I didn't know how to do all this extra stuff, whatever the fuck is going on. Like I didn't know anything like that. I didn't know about some of the speed cancels. Like let's take, for example, this, and then you C swap, and then you can spin slash jump. Like I didn't know about that shit. I didn't know about any of that. I didn't know about doing Rabam spams like this. I didn't know about the chopping kick stuff. I didn't know about flows and omnidirectional movement when it comes to just being able to run around in circles like that, use my Rabam spear and then teleport, go over here this way. Like I didn't know any of that shit when I first started, but all of that stuff came with time and practice. And realistically, if he had said, yeah, BDO can feel clunky whenever you're a new player and it's not new player friendly when it comes to learning the game and learning how to move, I could agree with that. But to outright say that it is just clunky in general, no, that's not real. I've played multitudes of classes. I'm not even kidding. Every single class I've ever created here, I have played extensively, except this thing. This is not my original wizard. My wizard was actually my first real class, but every other class here I have played extensively, except for wizard and corsair. Those are the only 2 classes I have not fucking played, and I guess technically shy, but I'm not playing this shit. But everything else here I have played to a degree, and there's really not a single class in this that I would say has clunky ass movement. I think the only problem I would even say is like Sage. And the reason I say Sage has clunky movement is because for some fucking reason, every time you do that teleport shit, which is just like RT forward B, it teleports you behind the enemy and it auto moves the camera for you, and that fucks up a lot of skill shots and that fucks up a lot of things, and it takes a lot of time getting used to. So even though I got decent at it and I could manage it, I would say that that's the closest thing to clunky as I could actually say, and it's not even that clunky. It just takes time getting used to. There's plenty of top sages that can work with that weirdo fucking camera mechanic all the time, and it's not a big deal. So I'm not even gonna pretend that that's even a valid argument. But yeah, by no means is BDO's combat clunky. That That shit's nothing. Let us continue.
Stilted, right? It's like, you know how like in Dark Souls 1 you can only move in 8 directions? It's like it's not omnidirectional. This is like a nuanced thing, right? But like that's just the way the game works. I think this game is going to have kind of the same feel to it, but it's going to lack the methodical, like playing chess, almost turn-based aspect of Dark Souls 1, because it's just going to have the fast-paced combat, except for you're still playing with these ankle weights on.
I don't understand what he means. Dark Souls combat is this: dodge, poke, dodge, walk around slowly, poke, dodge, dodge, wait, dodge, walk around, dodge, walk around. Like this is what I fucking mean, dude. Why are we comparing this insanely open world action RPG that has combos and all kinds of intricacies to this? This is literally just, as he said, turn-based combat. It's not in the same genre of comparison. It just doesn't make sense. I don't see it. I don't don't understand, but we will continue.
And so, yeah, 8 equals omni. No, I said it didn't have omnidirectional. That's what I said. And so, yeah, that's the way that I feel about it. And yeah, and to be fair, it doesn't need to be peak. A game doesn't need to be peak, but I think that if they want to make that, like, I'm giving feedback on the game. I'm saying, like, this is good enough for me to buy the game. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'll buy this game, I'll play this game. Even if I wasn't a streamer, I would buy and play this game. Sure. But like the level of excitement that I would have for it would not be like where, like with Black Myth Wukong or Dragon's Dogma 2 or Final Fantasy 16 or obviously Elden Ring. I feel like I use it so much, it's like overused. Like
it is overused.
It's not like a game
you need
that
to stop.
Counting down the days for, and I'm like watching every update about and thinking about, you know, Monster Hunter Wilds. Yeah, I'm not thinking about it that way, you know? That's fine, though. Not every game can be that good. No, but I think that the game does take unnecessary L's with certain things, like just the way that hit collision works in this game, I think is kind of mediocre. And
In what way? I would need him to show examples of what exactly he's referring to in terms of hit detection, because the game's not even out. So I'm trying to understand where exactly the hit detection argument is coming from. I don't know what he means because I watched this trailer. I don't see the problem with hit detection here, even with just some of the skills and abilities. Like even this is sick. Like the boss is disappearing into the blizzard and coming in and out while there is snow shit falling from the sky that you have to actively dodge, and the boss can combo with that shit. I'm trying to understand. This is already far more intricate than almost most bosses in Elden Ring in general. Like I'd say Sekiro has probably better bossing than most of the Dark Souls game. I think Elden Ring might be the only thing that beats it out, but in my personal opinion, I think Sekiro makes more sense. / kick, dodge. All right. We've got ranged options, and like I don't know, like I don't see anything. Like the perfect dodge was there, and then I don't see a problem with the hit detection. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't get it. He'd have to elaborate. I don't know. All right, we continue.
And I think that they really should go back to the drawing board and think a little bit about how hit detection and combat works, because I don't think BDOs is good.
What are you referring to? I need you to explain what you're referring to with hit detection, because like I say, I keep saying the game's not fucking out. Where are you? What is this hit detection shit you're talking about? I watched the trailer too. Everything was hitting. Everything felt normal. Everything felt good. Unless you mean maybe the boss's hit detection is bullshit in the sense of like, oh, the boss can hit you in stupid scenarios. I feel like you could make that argument about Elden Ring, Dark Souls, any game realistically that has stupid bosses that will hit you no matter what. All right, we continue.
And combat works, because I don't think BDO is as good as the player base thinks that it is. I don't. I think that like there are certain things about BDO that are phenomenal and amazing.
List them, please. Please list them. Don't just say that. Citation, please.
But if you made BDO again in the year 2020, like basically BDO's combat when it came out, it was like Elden Ring. It was
Asmon, please stop. What? Don't It's not the same game. It's not even the same genre. It's not even this. It's not even close. So here we go. Gameplay. Running. We're still running. We're hanging out over here. She's literally fucking. I don't even. She's just walking menacingly. He summons a mimic, and we're about to throw fire. We're about to freeze a death ball. Melania. This is, we're just throwing fireballs. This is the equivalent of playing Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, where you just freeze a death ball a person over and over and over again until it dies. It's not, he's not even the one fighting her. It's the mimic that's fighting her. And you could make the argument, well, like you could do all different kinds of builds, and you know, you can melee combat. There's, you know, you can make the boss fights look cinematic. Okay. So here we go, melee only. So I decided to look up a melee only like situation here. So let's take a look here. So walking around, dodge, walking around, slap, dodge, walking around. This is what Asmongold is comparing BDO to. Where? In what way? How does this even remotely come close? This is not what happens. Like, it's not the same. You can't do this. It doesn't work. So here we go. Well, I found some PvP duels. It's from Elden Ring. So we'll just go ahead and check this out and just kind of compare a little bit here. All right. And then I'll showcase some PvP from my channel and whatnot. Okay. So if we take a look here, it's just a lot of whatever the fuck, like, this is melee combat too, which is what I would argue is more interesting to most people. And it's just like, he's hit this guy twice and he's down to like 0 HP. Okay, here we go. Boom. Coming in hot with the double swords. I'm not even sure what these things are. He's got the big slapoo coming in, missing real hot. Jump attack, gets him with the big jump attack. He's down 30% HP. All right, we're going real honorable with this one. And he chopped him in half. All right, there we go, boys. Give a round of applause. Okay, so this is some 1v1s from my channel. I was 1v1ing a ninja, which I would say is two of the more interesting classes to watch 1v1. And you can just see the absolute dynamic gameplay that's happening here. Like, again, you might not be able to follow this because maybe you don't understand, but like the shit that we both are doing, like I'm moving like crazy. The ninja player's moving like crazy. He's doing a lot of movement cancels. I'm doing a lot of just tracking and trying to follow his movement through the mini map and trying to follow it just in general, keep up with him. And even right there, he nice fucking grab on me. He went and slapped me up with the goddamn graboo, and then he just, like, again, I think this was kind of a little bit of a, like, well, what do you call it? Ninja wasn't exactly the craziest duelist at this point. I would argue it's just not in the same realm. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand it. It just, like, Elden Ring's combat, I'm sure, can be interesting to a degree, and there's probably builds that are very, very interesting to watch, but if you only have to play one singular build for a game to be interesting to watch in terms of just combat and PvP stuff, like, I would argue, like, see that shit, you guys don't know how sick that was. So I hit him with the spear. So he didn't predict the spear at all. I hit him with it, he gets stiffed, and I use the Rabam spear, so it teleports me closer. I do a little dash, and then I canceled the movement with shield bash, stiffened him, and then grabbed, and then started the combo. Did a little style combo there, 1-2, fucked it up. He's tanky, and then I got up. But the catch, though, you got this, the catch was saucy as fuck. Like, it was super saucy. I just fucking fumbled the combo, which is, again, another reason why the game can be interesting, because just because you can catch people doesn't mean that you're good, right? Like, there's a lot of players in BDO that think, oh, I CC'd you, that means I win. No, it doesn't, because if you can't perform the fucking combo, it doesn't matter. You have to be able to catch, finish, done. That's what you have to do. It's not just about catching. Catching doesn't work. But even here, I did this super crazy catch too. So right here, I go behind him here, and then watch this. All right, we're gonna go slow motion here. So in this, he gets behind me, he's repositioning. I predict his positioning. He thought I was still over here. He thought I was up here in the top right. He legitimately thought I was over, like, where the minimap is. He thought I was up there. That's why he threw his shuriken over by the top right. I immediately repositioned to his back, which is which is my signature move, by the way. It's like I'm always, if you've ever fought me, I can get behind forward guards like crazy. That's like Warrior's biggest thing, is being able to get behind it. And I'd say that's my staple move, is being able to read movements and get behind players because of how experienced I am with fighting. I'm so sick. Oh, hold on. Bing, 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 bing. Oh my, there's no chance. How? That's insane, bruh. And we still get the W in the streets. All right, cool. We take it. So what I'll do a lot of times is I will stand still and then I'll wait for them to kind of like see, and then I'll react in the last few seconds, and then I will get behind them. So in slow motion here, just to break this down for a little bit here, we're gonna watch this in 0.5 speed, right? Boom, movement through here. He throws the shuriken. Once he teleports behind me, boom, he's repositioning, throws the shuriken. I immediately read it, go in for a block cancel overwhelm into reckless, and then we just one combo him out, and bada bing, bada boom, done. Simple. That is how interesting BDO can be. And with the proper casting and a ton of other things going on and reading and understanding the game, far more interesting to watch. All right, we continue forward, boys.
Fucking insane. It was fucking amazing. It was unbelievably fucking amazing.
It still is.
That was a long time ago, and it's not there anymore. And
I would like to point out that he says it was a long time ago. Dark Souls was a long time ago, and he's saying that shit is better than BDO and this. It's contradictions. That's wrong. It's just like, what the fuck are we talking about?
And I think that it's evolved. Yeah, exactly. 2014. I don't remember. It was when I played it when it came out in the West, so I'm not sure exactly. But that's generally what my opinion. Which particle effects should we put in the game? The answer is yes. Yeah, exactly. Right.
So this part I will agree with. I actually said this on stream, like legitimately, I said this straight up on stream. And the problem with the trailer that I had is they have so many particle effects. They have so much motion blur. They have so much garbage going on the screen. And BDO has the same fucking problem too. If they tone that shit back, it would be fine. So I agree with this. This is very true. It is very hard to follow whenever you have so much effects on. That much I will agree with 100%. I said that too. BDO got to turn that shit down, and so does Crimson Desert.
Right. A Jon Snow sneak we've all been waiting for. Yeah, I mean, again,
okay.
I just, expectations for this game, I would say that they're definitely not like this. Did this move my bar up or down? It moved it down. Definitely moved it down. And so, yeah, that's the way I feel about it. Videos dragged down by an exhausting grind. Yeah, but I think gameplay matters the most. Gameplay is always what matters more than anything. But again, like my expectation was like very high. Now it's slightly lower, but it's still high enough to where I would be excited about the game, just not that excited. Why are we comparing an MMORPG to a single player action game again? Let's compare BDO's combat to WoW or Final Fantasy 14. I mean, I'll tell you this, I think classic WoW's combat is better than Final Fantasy 14 or
Oh God. Oh jeez. That is the no. Okay, look. I'm a WoW Andy. I've been playing World of Warcraft for 16 years. I don't agree with this in any facet. I am just as much as a WoW veteran as fucking Asmon. I've been playing this fucking game, World of Warcraft, for well over 10 years. I've been playing this shit since I was 12. Here we go, boys. This is high tier. Arcane Blast, Arcane Blast, Arcane Blast, Arcane Blast, Arcane Blast, Arcane Blast, dead. He polymorphed him. Bada bing, polymorph. All right, polymorph again. Yeah, all right. Pop everything. Arcane Blast, slapoo, slapoo. Look at that. Warrior still trying to figure out how the is that even a warrior? Yeah, it is a warrior. And I gotta be honest, there's one of the worst warriors I've ever seen. I don't even know what the hell happened there, to be honest with you. He just kind of stood there and ate shit and died. But also the mage just did one singular button and killed him. I would like to just go back to my video where everything is dynamic, there's a lot of movement going on, there's a lot of catches, there's a lot of combos, there's a lot of style that's happening right here. Much wow, much cool, much sick, looking real tight. And even if we just don't count this, right, and we count, like, let's take RBF for example. We are taking RBF for example here, where it's actually like this is what battlegrounds are for BDO. Not to say RBF is a good PvP system, because it's definitely not. But if we're to compare what we just watched to this is far more interesting to watch when things are happening. All the movement, all the effects, all the cool shit that's going on, the grabs, the engagements, the disengagements. Like right there, I missed the grab, reposition, go back in, go switch to cannon mode, start blasting, bada bing, bop, bop. Slapoo. All right, standing still because I ran out of cooldowns and trying to figure out what the fuck I was doing. Dropping damage. Guys behind me, reposition behind him, keep rotating around. He's trying to chase me down. You can't do that. Bada bing, 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Where's Gary again? And he's in the dirt. And then we reposition, keep it going, slide up out of here, and we get it. We move back and we go for heals, and then we re-engage again. We're going in. We see 3 bodies running around. He's repositioning, trying to stay away. We got more people coming in for the peels. Reposition, reposition. Get out of line, switch to the cannon. All right, now we go for Klein. 1, 2, miss every single shot because I'm blind as a fucking bat, but it doesn't matter because it looked cool, so who cares? And then we just keep it going. Now we start ranging in. 1, 2 again. We see this guy, he's not looking, he's not paying attention. Hit him in the back shots. 1, 2. He's so fucking tanky, doesn't matter. I'm geared as shit. Boom. Getting kills left and right. You don't even know what's happening. This guy's just doing style combos on him. Shout out to the cake buns. Yeah, let's go. Big graboo suplex on him. 1, 2. Hit him with everything, and we go. Oh, Ant, I am so sorry. Fucking here we go. Look at this. Oh my god. Like, dude, what are you saying to me? What the fuck are you saying to me? How are you guys going to tell? How is it, dude? This is what I mean. Asmon is not qualified to speak on this. Let us continue.
Video. I think it feels better. Like, for
Why?
example, like there's like little things in BDO where it's like you can't move diagonally as fast as you can move in forward. That
What are you talking about? You play this class, Asmon. You played this. What? What are you saying? I can go this way fast. I can go this way fast. I can literally run donuts around people. I can re-aim abilities. Asmon played this class. I'd like to reiterate that. He played this class. He just never got far enough to do the shit that I can do because he just didn't give the time. That is factually incorrect. Like, legitimately, that shit is incorrect. Let us continue.
to me feels really bad to play. Get good? Well, I would say that they should get good and make a direction system that feels better to play.
You don't know how to play BDO. You don't understand the combat. You don't know how to do anything in the game. You played it for a couple hours. And then just that was it. You have no idea what you're saying. That is nonsense. Pure nonsense.
Yeah, real life movement? No way. That's a terrible argument. real life movement in a game with dragons. I don't want to hear about how things are real life movement.
First of all, real life movement? Whoever said that in his chat, you're fucking up, man. You're fucking up the goddamn flow. Why would you say real life movement? What human can front flip with a 200-pound sword? What human can do that? What human can lift a 200-pound sword and swing it in a 360 omnidirectional fucking... Whoever said that, you didn't help the argument. Never talk again. Your talking privileges has fucking been revoked. You're an idiot. I can't believe that you are fucking this shit up, dude.
It doesn't feel good to play and it sucks. You hated BDO from the start? No, I didn't. I was level 54 when 55 was the level cap.
Okay. Factually incorrect. There was a level cap only on launch, and it was brief there for a moment. The level cap was 50, and I think a little bit after the launch, it shortly after got removed. When he said that there was a cap at level 50, that is incorrect. That never happened. There was no cap at level 55 or anything. There has never been a level cap past level 50, and that level 50 cap was removed immediately after like the launch. So this is already factually incorrect. And when Blue reacted in his video, he said there was never, he doesn't think that there was ever a level cap. There was, it just wasn't, it didn't last very long. If you weren't there on day one of when BDO came out, you wouldn't remember it. So it's fine. But like both of them were technically incorrect. There was a level cap. And then when Asmon mentioned the level cap, it unfortunately was not level 55. It was level 50. So he remembers incorrectly, which means that his remembrance and validation on this argument is probably not real. If you can't even remember things like that, yeah, I mean, it kind of begs the question, what else is he not exactly getting correct, you know?
I was in the top, like I would log in and I would be on the growth board.
Asmon, I need you to understand, dude. I need you to understand that is not impressive. I'm going to show you guys something real quick. All right. So my boy Saya, he sent me this on Discord the other day. I was going to talk about this, but I figured this is as good as any. So this is the Red Battlefield rankings, right? Asmongold just stated that he was in the top ranking leaderboard on the game. I want you guys to understand how easy that is. If there's no players online, if there's nobody playing the fucking game, or if there's nobody on the server that does what he's referring to, you can be on the leaderboard. Naturally, the ranking leaderboard goes all the way to 30. There's a top 30 for every single category, okay? This is Red Battlefield, the PvP one, okay? If Asmongold is stating that he was in the top ranking Red Battlefield, I want you to know that some guy that has only gotten a score of 1, which is the equivalent of killing one guy. He has 1 kill. He's number 19 on the server. That means nothing. That quite literally means nothing. It serves no purpose. It's not valid. It's not an achievement. It's nothing. Anybody can do this. A person that just logged on for 12 minutes can straight up be on the leaderboards. In fact, there was such a low population on whatever server this was that the server board didn't even go all the way to the rank 30. It cut off at 19. That is how low pop it was. So when Asmon starts saying shit like, "Oh, I was in the top board" or whatever, that's not an achievement. That's not an impressive feat. Anybody can do that. I'm not kidding. Anybody can do that, as proven right here. Unfortunately, him using this as a way to validate the argument and existence and opinion that he has is invalid. It does not work. It is not a real thing. And that is, again, the BDO's problem. They should revamp this and figure this out, because I don't think that this is a good representation, because you get opinions like what Asmon has, where he thinks he was in the top fucking 30 players in the entire game, when in reality, that is not how that works at all. I've been playing this game for 4 years, and I'm rarely in any of these top parts. Well, back then I wasn't, but by this time, yeah, I'm probably in like every single leaderboard's top 30, because I lived and breathed this game for like fucking an eternity. So that's a bit different. But for him, for the little playtime he has, he would not be on this leaderboard anymore under any circumstance. And even back then, if he was on it, he was probably on a low popular server that had absolutely no players on it, and he just ended up on there. Because there's no chance that you're going to tell me that he was a top player during the peak of BDO. That's just not real. We continue on.
I played the fuck out of the game.
No, you didn't.
like those Sousans or whatever the fuck, like I live there. And so that
Sauzins has not been relevant since Genghis Khan was in office, bro. That's not real. That's not, dude, that's
the way that I look at it. And that's, I think the Crimson Desert, as I said, you know, it's okay, but not great. Anyway, we'll move on.
As you should. I don't believe he had a valid opinion on any of this. I think his opinions on what do you call it, on fucking on Crimson Desert, I think those are fine and speculatory. That's okay. But the statements on BDO were severely egregious and absolutely fucking not. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about this. But I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye.